Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, tieflings of all ages, welcome back to Goblins Under the Stairs, the #1 unofficial Dungeons and Dragons live stream this side of the Santa Monica Boulevard. I don't know. I'm over here. Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to find a very small area to be in. There's only so much west of where I am right now. All right,
it's Glenmont Road, Baltimore, Maryland.
Exactly. Well, welcome back, everyone. We have a brand new adventure that we are very excited to start and have you all join us in. To get started, I'm going to lead us on this adventure as our adventurers start in the city of Neverwinter. As the first light of dawn breaks, the red sun rises over the Sea of Swords. It casts this warm crimson glow across the waters. Gentle waves lap against the docks of Neverwinter, reflecting the fiery hues of the morning sky. And the city awakens with a soft murmur, like a giant stirring from slumber. Just outside of Neverwinter, in the Neverwinter woods, creatures and critters all begin to stir around as well. Bears and owlbears alike make way out of their nest, find food for the day, and birds chirp from the treetops above and fly high to the sky. But it's down below these canopies of the treetops where we find our first adventurer. Johnny, why don't you tell us about what your character is doing?
Alright, so Crick he's kind of really just dirty, waking up from a shanty tent in the middle of the forest. He makes a very fantastic bean stew in the morning, and then he kind of picks up his map, and it's actually just a piece of paper with a giant X on it, and he kind of looks at it and looks at each way, and he goes, yeah. He pulls out of his pocket a magnifying glass and puts it on the paper, and underneath the magnifying glass is like details for all the Faerun, and he just kind of points it like a compass towards the X, and he just kind of starts walking towards Neverwinter.
Pushing through that well-trodden path out of the Neverwinter wood, Crick makes his way through the morning sun, and not too far away as we traverse over that way back to Neverwinter, we look around, see the heart of the city, the Protector's Enclave, as the streets begin to fill with life. You see that merchants open their stalls, their vibrant goods glistening in the early sunlight. You can even smell the freshly baked bread that wafts from a nearby bakery, mixing with the crisp morning air. You see some guards in polished armor that patrol the area, their eyes very sharp and vigilant, ensuring the safety of Neverwinter and the city's beating heart. You see a group of children nearby chase each other around the statue of Lord Neverember, and their laughter rings out like a joyful melody here in this morning sun. We continue on moving towards the Black Lake district as the scene changes on. The grandeur of mansions stands in stark contrast to the creeping ivy and cracked facades. And despite this district's dilapidated state, early risers can be seen tending to their gardens or sweeping their porches, trying to maintain a semblance of the past glory. But in the shadowed alleys, you see a couple of furtive figures conduct their early businesses, hushed whispers carried away by the breeze. Let's continue on towards Tower District. The day begins with purpose. The towering structure of Castle Never casts a long shadow over the district where soldiers and scholars alike begin their routines. The clanging of swords and the chants of arcane incantations fill the air as warriors and wizards hone their skills. A group of young apprentices huddle around their mentor, eager to absorb his wisdom. As Crick made his way out of the woods and into the city and seeing this, the city come to life, a strange scene for him, one that lives mostly in solitude and nature. As you begin to walk into the city, how do these sights and scenes take Crick?
Muted.
Crick would double, triple check kind of everything, kind of looks up to his map, looks up to them, he takes his little magnifying glass and shoots it down to the bottom, and it just says, "Be friendly, say hi." And he kind of walks up to the first person who's bustling by, and he sticks his hand out and he goes, "Hello, my name is Crick, Crick, Crick." And the guy just looks at him and walks away, and he goes, as he just kind of puts his magnifying glass back on his map, looks for the docks, and just starts looking around and proceeding on himself, just with this big smile on his face.
Not a worry in the world as Crick continues on, passing by a towering structure that is Castle Number. It casts a long shadow over the district where one of these soldiers and scholars that he just ran into begins their routines. And as the clanging of swords and chants of arcane incantations in this area fill the air, you see a couple of other like warriors and wizard types hone their skills practicing on this royal kind of area. And you continue on, walking on through it as you see the docks in sight, the big, vast open sea nearby. But we take another path, veering down to the river district, which bursts with activity as the sun climbs even higher in the day now. You can see the ships from the distance, landing at the docks along the busy wharfs, and sailors unloading all sorts of exotic goods and shouting greetings in a dozen different languages. The market stalls brim with vibrant spices and silks and trinkets, and the air is thick with the salty tang of the river and the rich aromas of cooking food. Street performers all around draw crowds with their acrobatics and music, and creating a lively, bustling atmosphere. We see a red-headed gentleman with a bandana kind of cloaked around his forehead, walking through the crowd here. Tommy, you want to give us a little bit about what your character is doing in this area today?
So right now, Langston is currently on his way to his first checkup for the day. He received word that Miss Johnson needed a little bit of some at-home health. Her husband wasn't feeling the best, so he's going about his day as he normally would, popping in, gonna make sure he's well, do a little bit of healing for him, and just see if they need anything else around the house. Lend a hand like he always does.
As you approach one of these houses and go up to knock on the door to lend your hand as you typically do.
Yes. Shit, this thing's in my ear. Okay, there we go. All right. So yes, I knock on the door. Going, "Hey, Miss Johnson, how's he feeling today? How's Mr. Johnson?"
Oh, things are going all right. They've been better, but Langston, seeing you always puts a smile on my face regardless. How your folks doing? I know things are...
Hey, I mean, you know, haven't been able to get a word in with Dad recently, but I mean, and as for Mom, who's to say, am I right? I mean, come on. We're gonna worry about what we got here, what we got now. So let me get a crack at Mr. Johnson. Let me see what the hubbub is this morning.
Certainly, come right this way. He'll be happy to see you. As you walk into this small kind of shanty house in this district. As you walk inside, you see a lot of knickknacks and baubles, very well manicured. It looks like they've had this beautiful assortment, kind of tailored collection to fit their taste. It seems to be all sorts of gnomish and clockwork kinds of made materials in here as you're scanning over the walls. And she comes to lead you up the stairs to a bed where you see like an elderly kind of gentleman laying there. He looks over with a handkerchief covering his face. "Oh, Langston." "Oh, Langston, please, did you bring a good word?"
Yes, I got a good word for you, and I just want to look at him up and down and be like, "What we got? We got like the usual headaches, usual pains, aches,
A little bit of everything. Didn't sleep too well last night. If you can throw that in the mix too."
Oh goodness, I think I got just the thing, and I want to like get him to close his eyes, and then I want to like, you know, do like a healing word kind of deal, and just want to be like, "You're fine," and then just let it like go through the winds.
This kind of like divine radiant light kind of washes over him. It's very kind of subtle, but it's like a glint of light going off of a mirror, kind of just reflects over his body. He looks up at you with these eyes that are very worn and tired and old, but a little bit of life rejuvenated in it as this happens. He looks up at you. "Mr. Ember Shroud, you do it every time. I don't know what it is, but Make this old man feel brand new again.
That's what I'm here for, just trying to make the world a little bit better and answer some things for myself along the way. You need anything else, you can always give me a ring.
Thank you. I know you, I don't want to hold you up too long. I know you have, you heading on some sort of travels today?
Today's the big day. We're going to the Isle. Gonna do some exploring for myself, but I could never let you go without saying one goodbye. Make sure you're shipshape before I head out.
Very much appreciated. And, make sure, you treat everyone with the same respect over there that you've been treating us over here, too. It's very few far between we find a gentleman as yourself.
I always want to be how I want to be treated with others. It's the least I could do, and don't you worry about a thing. I'll do what I can over there. Maybe get some answers myself along the way. I guess I give him a firm handshake without, breaking his wrist.
Yeah. He puts up his hands, kind of shaking a little bit as he lifts up his arm towards you. It's like, you're one of a kind, Langston. One of a kind.
Appreciate you, Mr. Johnson. You be well.
It kind of gives you a nod as the missus leads you down the stairs, opens up the door to the brilliant day once again, says, make sure that you're safe out there, and when you do eventually get back, you come back and you come visit us, and we'll have a nice warm meal ready for you.
I would appreciate that. I definitely will. Y'all be well. I will I'll saunter my way to the docks then, and just tip a street performer on my way by.
Love it. As you continue to walk out of this district now and towards the docks, the scene gets a little bit more of an organized chaos. You see dock workers heave crates off of ships, their shouts kind of mingling with the creaking of timbers and the calls of seagulls. You see a couple taverns along the waterfront begin to fill with sailors eager for a hearty breakfast and a strong drink. One of them in particular, you see the Beach Leviathan with a security guard out front, kind of dressed like a stereotypical pirate with a three-pointed hat and a handkerchief and a fake peg leg that his knee is wrapped up and kind of sitting down at the base of it, and he's bouncing all around with the little parchment papers. Yo ho ho, yo ho ho, one night only, come see the stand-up routine here at the Beach Leviathan. We guarantee you, we'll have you in splinters.
Splinters?
Boo! Someone throws out a pie nearby. I don't... Oh, God. And, you are walking by and seeing this scene, and you look over your shoulder to see a shorter kind of gentleman conversing with a guard, and the guard kind of gives him an odd look and walks off, and the gentleman kind of starts to twitch a little bit, and kind of shakes it off, and he begins to walk in the same direction that you're heading.
Oh. I will, I'm a friendly face. I'll walk up and be like, yo, friend, you heading to the docks as well? Do you have a question? I'm around these parts. You need anything?
And the little fellow that he sees is, in fact, Crick.
Crick kind of looks up to him from the map. I'm just looking for the docks, sir.
Oh, I'm heading there myself. Are you heading to sea?
Well, absolutely. I think I'm going to the Dragon's Isle?
The Dragon's Isle.
Yes, yes, that's what I said.
Well, I'll tell you what, little buddy. I'm heading there myself. Name's Langston Embushroud. I think you and I are going to be some joint passengers on this venture. Here, come with me. I'll take you down.
What a friendly guy. And he kind of looks up at you with this, it's like a... Have you ever seen, a turtle when they first see their mother when they're born and they kind of, latch on a little bit? That's the kind of look that you just got from him.
It's so full of love.
So
oh my God, Langston holds out his hand and is like, do you need to hold my hands?
And he's like, yes, Captain. Yes, sir.
What? I am no man's captain. Come on, little buddy. We're gonna get to the docks together. We got ourselves a ship to catch.
He just moseys on around. You would notice one thing about him, the back left side of his head, it's completely metal.
I've heard of being hot-headed, but I think you might take that to a whole new level, my buddy. Is that normal? Can I knock on it and just be like, huh?
You hit it, and it's like a hollow tin can is like the sound that you hear, and he's like, "Yeah, it's just my head."
It sure is, buddy. It sure is a pleasure to meet you, Crick. Just meanwhile, I'm just like gonna keep walking in, but in my head, I'm just like, that's not normal, right? That's something that I haven't seen. Is that normal? Am I a sheltered life? And I'm just like having an internal monologue while we're walking.
And you just hear a big, ah. It's like a sigh of relief that like comes out from him as he just starts following you to wherever it is that you're taking him. Actually,
Hey, that's the docks.
As you guys continue on, you are pretty much at the docks now. You are walking the streets, essentially parallel to the water.
you take 2 steps and just stop.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, come on, I want a score episode. Be like, how would you like to go to a comedy show?
And as you guys are
Carlos
walking
Goodwill.
here and conversing and trying to find the ship that you're looking for, the Rampu. It's amid this hustle that a street brawl spills out from one of these alehouses. You see fighting going on. 2 kind of scraggly looking, one a man, one a kind of short dwarvish man with a big burly red beard, wearing a hat pulled down over his head, and then sneaking behind him you see just overall in the scene, you guys wouldn't see this specifically, but a nimble pickpocket kind of slips through unnoticed in this throng. His eyes are very sharp for this kind of opportunity, and he kind of slinks by, and as he does, his colors of his carapace seems to change with his surroundings. As Luke, do you want to describe what your character is doing at this moment?
Yes, so I had just so I am a Thrycreen rogue. I had just finished his last pickpocket. I think I've got enough gold now to get me on my adventures here to the Stormwreck Isle, where I take on my largest mission here.
And with this in mind, you know that the ship that you are due to head out on today is leaving in just a short amount of time, as the sun is beginning to rise, of course, and the day is starting. As you make your way through these streets in this kind of bustling atmosphere, you find your one last quick pickpocket, snatch a few more gold coins before heading on out. Go ahead and roll a D10 for me, please.
First roll.
First roll.
You have no pressure.
You grab 2 gold pieces out of this purse of this group of people brawling here, as you slink on by and look around your periphery, make sure that no one's trailing you, and you keep on continuing on down the docks in the direction of the southernmost dock where the ship, the Rampu, is set up. And on this ship, we got a few different helpers, mostly human men and a couple of dwarves, stacking crates and boxes, tying them together, getting things organized and tied for this passage. And on this ship, I'm sorry, I have not been showing you guys tokens as been going on, but on this ship we see a dragonborn kind of pointing people in certain directions one way or another and also helping out. Carlos, why don't you give us a little description of what your character is doing on this ship?
So, as you said, he is currently directing people. He is he's mild-mannered, but a bit of a hard ass, and he did not like laziness. So, you know, he's giving mean mugs where mean mugs must be given. And they know to not have him need to raise his voice too much, or else he might be found outside the ship, which is never good. All of a sudden, he's looking around, making sure everything's prepared for the latest trip. And once the ship is stacked and ready to go, he is going to check to see what passenger requests he'll get for the day, and to see what kind of a load / how much money he can take in.
Certainly.
So then he would open the door and see what he's got.
Absolutely. As you begin to check out what you have in store for the day, what the manifest for this travel brings you, You open up. You have a pamphlet put together by some of your crew, a parchment rather, that has described what exactly you have on tail today. A travel to Stormwreck Isle is on this manifest. It's not too far of a travel. It should take you guys just a day or so to get there. No longer than 2 days. And you have a very small amount of people that are coming here. You know that there's less than 10 total, and most of them are crew themselves, which you see you have about 3 and 4 crew members around helping secure different things right now. And as you're kind of looking over this manifest, one of the dwarven men comes up to you and says, sir, Rampu, sir, puts up his hand. Where would you like the provisions?
I look at him. It's Captain Rampu. You can put him over there. And I point him over to that direction.
Sir, yes, sir. You know, when we set sail tonight, you know, it's typical that potentially we'll have some of the guests take care of some of the chores on deck here. We're a little short-handed tonight, so make sure that when we get some of these visitors, you know, they're not just here on a booze cruise, if you know what I mean.
Excuse me, are you giving me orders?
Sir, yeah, I'm sorry, sir. What am I thinking? Of course you know this. Sorry, sir. He stands up straight.
Not only do I know this, but for your insolence, you'll work extra tonight. Got it?
Oh, sir, yes, sir, of course. What was I thinking? Of course, I'll do whatever you need me to do, sir. I will even swab the
You
poop
get
decks.
the hell out of my sight. And yeah, that's a great idea. You can swipe the poop decks, but wait till after dinner, till I get the chance to make them extra poopy.
Sir, yes, sir! He looks at you with this very strange look on his face. Is there anything else I can help you with?
You can get the hell out of my sight before you end up being dinner. And I flash my dragon teeth.
Sir, yes, sir! As he hustles back down the stairs, you hear him kind of like very exasperated, like start to smooth like shit around. Can someone help me? God damn it, we could use more hands! As he's trying to like push a crate down on the lower deck, you hear just scraping against the wood down there. He falls down like sweating, exasperated with all you trying to do this. And it's about this time where you look out to the docks and you see the commotion of the day starting. People starting to make their way to different passages to set sail for the day. Your guys' timeline looks like it's set to sail within the next hour. So a couple of the crew members are, of course, starting to lift anchor, get the sails in position properly, and you know, all sorts of general maintenance tasks to make sure that the cargo is handled properly and everyone is managed and ready to go. And you look out to see walking up the deck, or about to approach and walking up the deck, you see a red-headed gentleman and a shorter, kind of gnomish-looking fellow walking beside him.
Oh, this is our ship for the day. Nice digs, nice digs.
I've seen better.
What?
I've seen much, much, much better.
Oh, you a seafarer? You never told me you've been on the seas before, Crick. I thought this was your first ship.
No, I've been on the Sea of Moving Ice.
What?
It was nice.
When? How did you end up here?
You know, I kind of woke up near Luskin, and now I'm here. It's a long story.
Well, I think we're gonna have a long boat ride, buddy. We are gonna unpack all of that. I like to imagine I'm just still like guiding him by hand, like, come on, here we go, onto the ship.
But we're walking, and as we get close to Rampu, because I'm assuming we're like going that way, I kind of look up to him and I see the scowl and I see all that, and then I look up to you again like a baby duckling, and notice I just kind of start keeping myself in front of you.
Oh, okay. I mean, you clearly know your way around a ship, Eddie. You can, by all means, lead me now. This is my first ship. And I guess, like, Do we notice like Rampu is the like authoritative figure on this boat at this
They
point?
get
Like,
to me at this point, or
They haven't gotten to you
Yeah,
yet
but-
at this point, so that you see them walking up. You're standing proud. I'd imagine you're standing proud at the front of the ship, looking out over the land, and you see these gentlemen begin to walk up the ramp, which is kind of where they are off to the side up here, walking up to the side.
I'd
of the
actually be
boat.
looking around.
Sure.
So I would be staring out with my first mate, and I'm looking for my next crew of badass adventurers to take on my travels. And I've taken many badass. I've taken barbarians, warriors, giants. Everybody has come to Rampu for help. And I look over and I can't see the badasses that I'm looking for. And then I ask my first mate, "Where are these morons? They must be late." And he points out, "No, sir. They're actually right there over there." And I do like a double take. "What?"
I like him tossing Crick in the air like a baby. Just like,
Crick's real happy about this.
He's so light. Oh my god.
And I just shake my head like, "Oh my god, what has my life come to?"
Amazing. You see them walking up
Even
the ship. doing
even
what
though
they're
Crick's
doing.
only like a little under 4 foot, he's still like 200 pounds. It's like,
One.
and he's like real slender though. Like it's a little weird.
Like metalhead, very dense. Okay,
So-
all right, we are gonna unpack a lot of things on this boat ride.
As you guys approach, walking up onto the ship and actually make yourselves onto the deck now, Langston, you would notice that this Dragonborn, this bronze Dragonborn, who seems to be the authority figure, is giving you this look of disappointment. Just as you guys are
Oh.
making your way onto the ship here.
I just look at him and I'm just, what? You the captain?
"Oh, you're stupid, ugly. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, I'm the captain.
All
Who
right.
the hell
Well,
are you two?"
well, my name is Langston. I am your passenger for this vessel. You look disappointed. You look like you don't think we're up to snuff.
"Well, as long as you have the money, I guess who am I to judge? 5,000 gold piece, please."
No. Not. Is that what this was?
It is what this is. What do you think? I just take people for free?
No, not at all. I just, I guess I didn't have an understanding of the
What-
price.
what-
I mean,
Captain,
what-
Captain,
what-
Captain,
I run
he
here?
points down to the log. They've already paid, Captain.
Well, I clearly don't know that.
Oh, shit.
So let's let them work for it.
We're right. Sorry. He backs up.
Well,
Between his legs.
I'll let you guys go through, but only because we're short-staffed. So you'll get to travel for free. But you're gonna have to earn your keep around here.
All right. And what would you have us do?
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. It'll be fun. I grin my dragon teeth.
I flashed 2 excited thumbs up. I said, bring it.
Excellent. What about you, little one?
Crick just kind of looks up at you, and he just goes, "Well, I've seen better. I've seen worse. He looks up at you.
Bless you.
First mate, reporting for duty.
That's what I like to hear.
Simon, the
Well,
first mate
that's-
next to you, looks over at you. Captain, what the hell?
Go on.
I'm sorry. You're right.
And I look at him and I just shake my head. Keep talking like that, I'll demote you to first mate so fast. Idiot. And I just shake my head again. So, first mate it is. And I point to Crick. Come on in.
Damn, Crick, you are killing it.
See him, the Simon just throws his hands up behind him, and he throws this like red cloak behind his back, just scoffs and begins to walk away, like in disbelief of this. He just starts muttering to himself, "Oh, just first mate this. Been working with him for 25 fucking years, and just first mate right away, huh?" Okay.
As he walks away muttering after Langston says that to me, I turn over to him and say, "Well, I did say I've seen worse." And he like eyebrows out at the old first mate as he's muttering away.
Awesome. It's about at this time when, kind of still skulking through the crowd, we see the Thrycreen, this kind of insect-like humanoid, going from shadow to shadow, making sure he's not seen, making his way through the docks. What is there anything else that he is doing before he, or as he makes his way onto the ship itself?
I'm just like, I look at my parchment and looking up at the ship. It's like, right, this is how I make my keeps here. And so I'm still kind of looking around. I'm always kind of like watching my back of everything as I kind of slither away, and I continuously like using my like chameleon's carapace just to kind of blend in with like my surroundings, so like no one's really seeing me. Always trying to be kind of hidden and blending in, and then I kind of skulk up to the ramp up to the boat.
Go ahead and make a stealth check for me with advantage, as you're using your carapace to kind of sneak on up here.
Show me 22.
22. As you sneak on up here, completely unseen by any of the crew up on the ship, you can decide how you want to approach being on this ship, as no one sees you right now.
Yeah, so I imagine I go up the ramps and I immediately see like some barrels or crates like just to my right, and I look around real quick, make sure no one sees, and then again like I just kind of scurry on like my six and just blend in with the wood immediately, preparing my next move. Kind of see a smaller figure about my height, with a rather metal head and a red-headed light cleric, so to speak. So telepathically, I'm like, "Hey, is this going to Stormwreck Isle?" And I immediately see them kind of like jump, like, and they look at each other, and they're like both confused. And then like I scurry up right behind them, and I'm like, I poke them, and I'm like, "I'm talking to you guys."
And behind,
Holy shit.
behind
But
you
it's
guys,
all
you see
telepathic.
him. Yep.
I full on just yell. There is no subtlety to anything Langston does. It is a full on like, Jesus!
And all I do is like put like my finger up to my mouth. My mouth never moves, and telepathically he just hears, "Gosh, I'll be seen."
Okay, is that a bad thing? I say out loud. Wait, can I talk back to you telepathically, or can I only just like hear it?
You can speak back telepathically. You guys have like a link.
I still talk out loud. I'm still just like
Loaded.
Like, is that a bad thing?
It's not a good thing.
Okay. Are you also going to Stormwreck Isle?
Yes, I hear there's some treasure that I can get my. And I look at my where would be hands, like my arms on, my legs,
Yeah,
something.
Yeah,
my
your
pinches,
mitts.
if that's what you want to call it.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. Yeah. Listen, hey, I believe that's where this is going. If you have any questions, we got a first mate over there. Literally 2 seconds on this boat, he secured the title. Like, he can answer any and all questions you may have. I just, like, grandly gesture to Crick.
I already like you guys.
Hey, Langston, make a stealth check for me, please.
A stealth check? Oh, buddy, why would you do this
Lord.
to me? Hold on.
You were too loud.
Okay, and I have to do that with disadvantage. Let's see if I get anything worse.
Nat one.
That's a 4.
Rampu, you notice that this half-elf that joined your new first mate seems to be trailing behind, and you look over and you notice that he is talking to someone, seemingly kind of loud for a whisper.
I immediately call the guy that I just promoted, second mate, to second mate. Do you want to get your job back? You'll figure out what the hell it's about.
Sir, yes, sir. He's like yelling on the other side of the boat. He drops what he's doing. He starts to like march on over.
And when as he does, I'll stealthily follow him. I'm very stealthy. Just want to see what the fuck it is.
So you're very close to where if you are in fact standing here, you of course you don't need to be, but yeah. So you I would say that you guys just kind of walk on over there. You don't need to be right there, and go ahead and make a stealth check if you're trying to be sneaky about going on over there as well. I will make 1, 2, which is just a flat d20 for him.
Crick's just standing here having seen everyone.
Yeah. So it's like we begin to like sneak on over, trying to make over, kind of hush to check out what this strange humanoid is talking to one of our guests. Unfortunately, we step on a plank that lets this big creaking sound out, and immediately, your position is given up with that. And as you guys kind of pop up, Simon says, "Hey, you didn't check in on the manifest," as he points down to Manto down at the bottom.
I look at
Fine.
I look at Langston, and I'm like, "You talk too loud."
Hey man, I didn't realize it was like a whole telepathy thing. That's my fault. I'll be better. I'm Langston. Nice to meet you. Just like hold out my hand for one of his like pincers.
Manto is my name. I would say it was nice to meet
As
you
he
as
says
well,
that-
but I'm kind of caught between a rock and a hard place now.
You're about to be caught between a rock and the wet place when we throw you overboard, you fucking thief. Who the hell do you think you are? And I'm like about to like snap.
Well, if we are introducing ourselves at this very moment, my name is Manto. I'm on there.
Oh wait, Manta. Oh, this is my buddy Manta.
You see Simon just kind of grabs you by the shoulders. Answer him, why don't you? Answer him! He doesn't hear you talking, of course, because it's telepathic.
And I look at him. I got this. You've done enough.
And I look at Simon and say, check the manifesto for a Manto. And I wait. And if he's not on the manifesto, it's gonna be trouble.
Grabs the paperwork and begins to thumb through it. I have a feeling you're gonna be a big trouble, mister. He looks back down at it, starts thumbing through. Why don't you fucking talk to the captain when he's talking to you, huh? Starts going back through it. It takes him a couple seconds, slams back down, closes it shut. Just as I expected. No Manto. But you know what? Captain. He does have he looks down at you. He's got 2 extra hands there. We could use all the hands on deck tonight.
You know what? I like that. And I look back over at Craig. You're already the worst first mate I've ever seen since him. And I point back over Simon. Simon, you're first mate again. And then I look over at Manto. And you better not pull anything funny around here. or else it'll be the last thing you do.
And
If you're a good hand on the ship, drive her with us.
And I look at Simon, the now formerly second hand, now first hand, but formerly first man, and then second man. I look at him and just like I'm like staring deep into his soul, and he just hears his mind. Be careful.
What the fuck? His lips didn't even move! Did you guys hear that?
Hear what?
Kind of just like slumps his shoulders and twists his head looking at him. Got my eyes on you. Got my eyes on you. Just begins to walk away. Fucking bug people and shit.
And then as he's walking away, he hears in his head, "I've got my eyes on you too."
The fuck said that? It just freaks him out as he was about to go grab like a heavy bag of flour and immediately, oh god, my back! As he strains trying to grab it, and that freaks him out a little bit. You see him kind of wince walking around a little bit. He walks by another kind of very burly, strong-looking man who's got this. He's wearing a kind of like a leather armor that has an insignia of a flaming fist in the center of it, and kind of walks on by this guy. Says, "Hey, got some guests over here. You guys better keep eyes on these fellas. One over there." You guys can see him. He's not being very sneaky about it. Leans over the edge and points directly over at Manto. Says, "That guy's sneaky as fuck. Sneaky as fuck." And just keeps on walking away. And leaves you guys back to your conversation.
I say, look over at the three of them. Say, well, what the hell are you waiting for? Get to work. Find something to do and do it. You better not let me catch you sneaking around my ship, boy. Look at Manto specifically. And I'm gonna walk away and leave them.
You guys hear, "Anchors up! Sails widen! Wind strong! Beer stronger! Time to set sail on the Rampoo! Next stop, Stormwreck Isle!" And you hear, "Horn!" as a horn goes out to the air, and with a big gust, the ship begins to set sail. The water is splashing up against the wooden sides, and a couple of you guys, this is maybe your first time on a ship. You have to get your sea legs and your bearings straight, but nonetheless, you feel the misty sea breeze on your skin, the sun nice and high in the sky, illuminating the way. And as Captain has directed you guys to begin to find positions to work, get to work.
Well, Langston apologizes to Manto to start and is like, "I am so sorry. I did not know the circumstances. I will do what I need to for you, and I'll just go make sure sails are efficient and like catching the wind to like actually help travel."
Love that.
And he speaks that out loud, and I just look at him, and
Oh.
he just hears in his head, "Next time, just think it."
Listen, this is new for me. I didn't know this was a thing that could happen. All right, that's why I'm saying sorry. I'll be better. And that one was internal. Shit.
That was great. So as Langston goes over to begin to set the sails, you see a couple of the other crews, climbing rigging, securing lines, some of them giving orders in different areas. You see another one that's climbed up to the crow's nest, looking out for different hazards and spotting weather changes and whatnot. The one that's kind of hurt his back, he's still pushing cargo around, trying to load it and unload it and secure it into place. And as you guys are kind of looking around, trying to figure out what to do, one of them kind of walks by with a sack of foods. "Well, we definitely need a cook tonight. Martha couldn't make it, and her stew is the best." He just keeps on walking away.
I look at Mantis. It's a shame Martha couldn't make it. I walk away.
Crickets.
Well, I've dabbled.
All right. Well, as
Man,
Langston, as you're beginning to set sails and everything, help secure everything. Why don't you go ahead and give me a sleight of hand check?
oh god damn it! Stop making me do dexterous things. That's a 3.
As you're getting on up there, you begin to start to attempt try at a task that you've never done before. You've only read about in books. I'm not sure if you've ever set sail on any boat yourself, but you've definitely, I'd imagine, have never rigged or set sails yourself. So as you're kind of going through, you're like just setting, tying like butterfly or bunny rabbit ears on each one of these like knots going through, and like after you do like 10 of them, they're already like coming loose and untying one by one, and Rampu sees this shoddy job going down.
You do the loop-de-loop and pull, and your sails are looking cool. All right, there we go.
And I just scream, and I start
What?
going down.
You said do what?
You, get down here. And then I look over at Simon. Simon, what the fuck? Get over here.
Well, yes, sir. And he comes running over. What? We're having them do work, right?
Why is this moron? And I look at like a stuck Langston, like all cut. Why is this moron handling our sails?
God, no,
Hey.
I can give him a hand, okay? You see, he's got like a pile of shit
You
that
are
he's
the
working on.
first mate. You better get these shoddy crew of jackasses ready to run this ship, or god damn it, I will demote you from first mate so fast.
Yes, Captain. Yes, Captain. I'll help him right away. And he kind of looks over up at Langston, rolls his eyes so like audibly loud. Comes like climbing up the mast and begins to try to help you. All right, it's not the loop-de-loop and pull, you idiot. All right, it's a whole different shebang. We need to do this.
Listen, Simon, this is a rough job economy for you, my guy. You're a first mate, you're second mate, you're first mate again, you're potentially second mate. I'm just trying to do what I'm told over here. Any pointers are appreciated. I'm like swaying side to side, tangled.
Well, first let's get you going out of this. And he starts to untangle you a bit out of this rat's nest and everything. All right, let's give this another try. He begins to try to instruct you through one by one. Go ahead and make another sleight of hand check with advantage on this one.
Can't promise it'll be better, but I'm down. Okay, you know what? Let's see if this gets any better. Okay.
And you begin to start to do
16.
it, and he's like, "No, not the loop and pull." And he pulls it out, and he starts to show you how to do it once again. And after he does like the first 5, he's like, "All right, now you do it." He stands back, crosses his arms, and you begin to do it. You're very slow at first, but you're looking at. You made sure you followed every step that he did precisely, and you do the first 2, and you take a step back, gesture up to it, and he pulls on it, looks down at Rampu. "I think he's doing it right now this time, Captain."
I salute.
Give him a little salute from the captain, steering the ship. It's like, all right, make sure the other morons are doing something. And I look at Craig, who's somehow right next to me. What the hell are you doing here?
You notice Crick is sitting there looking at a completely blank piece of paper with an X on it, and he just goes, "Dragon's Rest." And then he pulls out his magnifying glass and he starts looking at it again. He looks up to you and he goes, "I suggest 10 degrees south. The winds will come in." And you can like look over his shoulder and you notice, like, even though it's a blank page, underneath his magnifying glass, it's actual like wind vertexes, like showing them perfectly exactly how the wind's going to be coming up in the next 20 to 30 minutes. It's showing how heavy the seas are. It's showing where the where the stars and the alignment. And as he even moves it over to the X, like you can actually see there's like a little island there. That I'm assuming if you've been there, you would know that's what Dragonless looks like. He has no idea what it is. And he's just moving around his map, and he just kind of looks up to you.
I know full well what it looks like, and being an expert in the area, I see that this is fantastic. And I just look at this little being. I don't want to, but I just can't help but like him. And I'm just like, well, I found out who has no manual work today. It's you. And let me see that map. Can I go take a look?
Go ahead and
Verify 10 degrees.
Crick.
So
Make an
I'm using
intelligence check with advantage.
cartography stuff. Just for the record, those are cartography tools, which I'm proficient in.
Cool. So yeah, go ahead.
Intelligence
And,
check with advantage.
yeah, and then add your proficiency bonus.
So that and +2, so 13.
Okay. So with this parchment that Crick has provided to you, Rampu, it's odd because you've traveled this. You haven't gone to Stormwreck too many times, but you are familiar with the area. It's not a place that a lot of people travel to frequently, and you do a lot of cargo kind of transportation, and so you were prepared for your travels here, and the winds and the coordinates for what you had in mind. But what this little man has provided to you is a nice insight on a change of pace that you were not quite expecting, and it gets you back, guys, on a nice, safe track to Stormwreck.
I see that it's reliable. Take a nice big grin to myself. Say, well, maybe this won't be such a waste of a trip. And then I announce to the crew, Simon, we're changing directions. 10 degree that way. You jet sails. And I start ordering the ship, everybody to get moving and rocking. Of course.
And I look at him and I'll go attend the cannons. And I just start gingerly walking over to the cannons. and as I get there, and you notice, I'm just like sternly looking out at the seas with the cannon. It's loaded. It's like I'm just sitting there, just loading the cannon, just getting ready.
Hell yeah. Yeah, you loaded up with
some shit.
one of the cannonballs that are sitting right there. Nice, dense, heavy, spherical ball. You kind of whop it and put it in there. It rolls down the chamber, and one of the men that are organizing some of the crates and cargo up here nearby, making sure that it's tightened to the latches and secured, looks over at you and says, "You know what you're doing, little buddy?" Kind of gives you a very curious look.
I look at him and go, I absolutely know what I am doing. And then once this one's loaded, I walk over to the next one. I just start loading it. I'm just loading all of the cannons.
He looks over at you. "I'm gonna shoot your eye out, kid."
And he looks, and one of them's kind of, it's like half an eye.
It's like, oh, I see. Okay. You're a little tougher than I expected, eh? He kind of looks over, kind of starts to rub his finger around like some of the like circuitry and the wires on your head. What exactly is that?
And he looks up and goes, "What is what?"
Yeah, this. And he like, goes to try to like pull like a little bit on one like the wires.
Like grab his arm. Dad said I have special hair. And I just kind of like pull his arm off.
Kind of stands back and Right. Don't load that one up. We're good on the cannons. Okay?
Always have 2 starboard. He just keeps pumping it, and then after he finishes that one, he just starts like making sure lanes are clear. Like it's as if he's just making everything safe in case something were to happen. He's like preparing.
Kind of looks at you again, mutters to himself, "Oh, we gotta stop taking these shipments from Kraken's list. These crazy motherfuckers off Kraken's list." All right. As we pan on over, we see Manto taking care of some tasks on board as well. What is Manto doing?
So what I'm kind of behind is, always I've always had to fend for myself. So I was always looking for the best opportunity for myself. So I see the ship crew kind of helping with getting crates down from, the top deck down into the cab. And I'm like, all right, not strong, but maybe I can get my pinchers on some monies here. Or some food, whatever. And so I kind of just go ahead and take the initiative. It's like, all right, how can I help? How can I help?
Oh yeah, you want to go downstairs and you got 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like you got 4 hands. How good are you with a knife?
I'm not bad at all.
You think you can make us beef Wellington?
Damn.
Is this because your chef can't make stew today?
That's right. That's right. Unfortunately,
No.
Martha couldn't make it, but you, on the other hand, you're here.
Yeah, I'm actually really good at carrying crates to and from places, but if you need me in the kitchen, I will help in the kitchen.
He pulls out a little pocket knife from the side, and then another dagger off of another side. He flips them out and puts them in your hands. Let me see what you got.
And just with my all 4 pinchers, I'm just throwing them around him. It's like a hibachi chef.
Oh my god.
He throws his hands up. That's kind of what I figured, to be honest with you.
I'm like, well, unfortunately. All right, whatever. It's not gonna be stew. It's certainly not my specialty, but it'll be better than shit on a shingle.
Anything is. And why don't you, I know you got your extra hands there. Why don't you grab a buddy or something to help you out too? One of your friends from that, we're taking over to Stormwreck.
I see. I kind of look around, and I see Crick loading up cannons. And I'm like, oh, I like that. And then I see Langston. He just finished making butterflies, but now he's actually doing something relatively competent with the sails. I'm like, I'll pull him off that. And so I'm just like, Langston, get your butt over here and help me in the kitchen.
Hello, kitchen. I am so in. Listen, I can make stew that can absolutely knock your socks off. And then I realize I don't know how to get down, and it takes me 5 minutes to figure out how to get down from the sails.
Amazing. It takes you a little bit of time, and you eventually make your way on down there, and the two of you get yourself situated to head on down to the lower deck to the kitchen.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll bring you on over there. Rampu, as they begin to make their way down, your eyes are to the sea, or tell us exactly what you're doing, Rampu.
Yeah, my eyes are to the sea at this point. I've directed everybody. Seems like we're solidly on the way.
Mm-hmm.
But I am keeping an eye on the Iron Fist guy over here. Just because I don't like them snooping around. This is my ship. God damn it. And I believe that their authority does not extend to my ship, especially in open water. I'm watching, keep an eye on him, kind of see what the fuck
Cool.
he does.
I like that. Go ahead and make a perception check for me, please.
Okay. Perception. 11.
Okay. As you are kind of looking out for the crew and looking at this man specifically, you notice this logo with of a clan on the front of his armor, making sure that he's not doing anything unwanted on your ship, and it seems like he is performing duties and that he should be cargo handling and just general maintenance, swabbing the deck and polishing brass here and there. And you look at him as he's polishing some of the brass, making sure that he doesn't pocket anything. But you're fairly certain he seems to be has a head on straight and doesn't want to be causing any sorts of trouble. But as you are looking out, you do sense and notice that, as Crick has mentioned, the winds seem to change a little bit. You guys are going with the direction that the wind is pushing you, but you feel, as you've had your sea legs, pretty well. What do I want to say? Like, you have your fucking sea legs, but like you start to notice that you take a step to the left because you feel yourself getting a little off balance, and then a step to the right, and you start to notice that the ship looks like it's kind of leaning up and down, just ever so slightly. Nothing like intense, but the waves are definitely getting a little bit stronger than you were expecting.
Okay, when I see that, I'm going to start instructing them to, once it gets to a certain speed, the winds, I'm going to instruct
It's
them to
very
follow.
mild right now, just because this is something you're used to, that you're able to tell. No one else is just kind of like, this must be the way the sea is, right? Like, we're getting tossed around a little bit. To you kind of like a keen sense to this.
I'm going to take a look just overboard on the side there, just to see if there's anything that I notice. Anything
Absolutely.
foul.
Yeah. As you look on over real quick, you see water splashing up on the sides of the ship, misting out to the sea. And you kind of continue on looking further on, as the sun is now high above, actually kind of sitting behind you guys a bit further now. As you guys are going into like the beginning of the evening, probably as getting ready for dinner and whatnot. Notice that it looks a little bit heavier in the sky, cloud-wise, than you were anticipating as well. But nothing. There's no rain or anything like that.
As I see that, I sort of get a bad feeling that something's afoot, but I don't know enough, and I don't want to cause a panic. So I just go back to my station, and I keep trying to handle it as best as I can, but I'm definitely very watchful.
Yeah. That your cabin is down below as well, and you have a spyglass down there as well, secured, that you could use if you so needed to, and of course other personal effects, just to keep in mind.
Yeah, once dinner time hits, I go down officially, but
Perfect.
for now, I'm gonna stay up to.
Perfect. And Crick, you loading up cannons?
Crick's so he loaded up the first two, and now again he's like moving stuff around. I mean, I don't know if him being an old sailor, if he notices anything with the weather, or I mean, he would look up and at least notice the clouds and kind of go, and then he just starts tying stuff down, and it's kind of getting to the point where he's actually kind of starting to give other people orders. It's like, I mean, he knows his ship, and it's like, could you please help me with this rope? And he points to Smith.
He looks over at you and yeah, I thought you're not the first mate anymore, right? I don't have to listen to you. But you're right, I should be grabbing that rope. Just let me do my job, okay?
Yeah, do your job, mate.
Looks at you. This kid, I don't know what the hell his deal is. They're just raising him off of, off this, trying to think of a analogy for internet in medieval times. Yeah, they're watching too much of that. The bard plays over at the, that district over there. There's some seedy folks over there. But
Yeah.
look, I got my job under control. You just do your thing, and if Captain tells you, to tell me to do something, maybe I'll listen to you. All right?
And then he goes, whatever the captain says, and he just kind of turns right back, starts doing stuff. And then once the whole kind of deck's in like what he think is in order, it's kind of weird. He just walks right to the front of the ship, and he just kind of like stares out into the ocean. This being the first time he's been on the ocean in maybe like 100 years. And he's just like takes a big breath in, big breath out, and just kind of rides the waves for a little bit.
What's he feeling when he's on the ocean like this?
He's really sad.
Yeah.
He's kind of, he looks back at the crew, and he even sees the kind of new adventures mulling around the ship, and he kind of looks at them, and it just kind of like takes him back to his old ship and his old friends. Then he sees like Rampu at the helm, and being so far away, Rampu actually looks a little bit smaller. He looks about Crick's height from this distance, and he just kind of like, a little tear comes from his eye, and he looks over at the cannons, and he like nods to himself like they're ready, and he just kind of starts looking back out into the sea.
Love it. You continue looking out, joining Captain Rampu in this moment, but it's downstairs that we draw our attention to now, where Manto and Langston make their way into the hold cabin area where you guys will be sleeping, and there's a door open over here to the kitchen area.
I mean, I get. So can I like just start thinking like the conversation with Manto? Then just like I guess we got work to do, huh? So we got to start cooking shit.
And I just look at him, and I'm like, it seems like you know what you're doing in the kitchen. You just tell me what needs to be chopped, and it'll be chopped.
All right. Well, I think
Just
first.
like that.
Fair enough. Well, then let's get to it. Let's get to dicing. I think they got some tomatoes, a little bit of onions up in there. I think you got the finesse for it and the knack. I'm good with heat, so let's get to it. Come on. And I'll just like saunter over to the kitchen.
You guys make your way on over there in these lower quarters down below the deck. Kind of like in the early evening now. Still like kind of, I guess, late afternoon-ish. As you guys make your way into the kitchen, start looking around, you see all sorts of provisions set up for you guys to make do with. Fish, vegetables, mollusk of sorts. You see a couple of rare steaks and slabs of meat. And, looks like pickings is yours for you to choose. But as you begin to look around and, observe some of these goods, you notice that there is a couple of these... of the mollusk, the like octopi in here that have been pulled out of the crate, and looks like they've been kind of pulled across the ground a little bit. You see,
like they've been like tampered with.
Yeah, as you look at it a little bit closer, you see that there are like little bite marks inside on the octopus bodies.
Ooh. That's alarming. Can I like investigate it and like look a little closer to be like, could I recognize the bite of something that would do this, or see if it was like a crewmate being, shiesty?
Absolutely. Go ahead and make. You can either do survival or investigation. They'll have 2 different DCs depending which one you choose.
I will go investigation.
Okay.
And that is a 7.
7.
Solid.
Solid indeed. It's hard to tell, but you can obviously look at this and you're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, octopus 8 tentacles on this thing. There's 5 right here. It's about as far as you can make it.
Can I gauge like how long it's been since this happened? Is there any like, can I gauge any type of like timeline from it?
Yeah, you begin to kind of poke around a bit with that investigation. There's still like, as you look down at the ground, the porous wood floor, some of the moisture from the octopus still kind of sits stagnant onto the floor. It has not like soaked into it.
Also, this is like very recent. I think in my head, Manto, you're very observant and sneaky. Have you seen anyone else come down here?
Yeah, so what I'm thinking is, would I have seen anyone come from down here upstairs, or maybe would I have seen anyone with like maybe a little lime or residual food or mollusk on their face?
Nothing like that, but you have seen several crew members coming in and out, up and down, since you guys have been on the ship.
I suspect it must be one of the crew members. They're the ones that are predominantly down here. But
You think?
is it really like that much to worry about, or should we just get cooking?
I mean, we can just get cooking. I was just wondering, I mean, like raw squid? Like, come on. You got at least a searing flame, a little bit of oil and spices. Like, who would ever? And I'm just like looking at this 5-legged squid, just like, my God. Just season a little season.
At least make it an even number, like 6 or 4
Right?
legs.
Like, who would just go for 3?
Yeah.
Monsters, I tell you. And I'll just be like, all right, let's cut.
As you say that, monsters, I tell you, you hear an unsettling kind of skittering noise coming from the south of you guys.
To the south. And as soon as I kind of hear that, I immediately just like legs and blend in with the wood panels, the wood floor paneling, and like I begin to kind of slowly scurry over there to see if I can pick out what is it that could either was eating the octopus or squid, or 2, just whatever fucking creature it is back there.
So you make your way on over. You immediately see a pile of like shavings, wood sawdust, kind of like shaved in a pile right about where you're standing right now.
All right. Let me see. And I just look over at Langston and I'm like, I think it's in this wood pile.
Oh? You think the thing's in the... Oh my God. That is a lot of shavings. Okay. Do you want me to just like go over? I'll fucking kick the hornet's nest. I don't care. Then I'll just like. Do you want me to go check it out?
You hear the scurrying sound still going on, but it sounds, you see this pile of wood shavings, and it sounds beyond that, and you look over and you see you see a group of cask barrels all stacked on top of each other in this area.
Like, oh, like there?
Yeah.
Like around, like these 3 barrels? I look at Manto, and I'm like, you have like a sword or like a knife, right? Do you just want to like pry it open and see what we're dealing with here?
I like it.
God.
And yep. So I guess we just at the same time, like he gets 1 barrel, I get another barrel. We just chop at it.
Yeah. And as you do this, you both like kind of look at each other. At this moment, while this is all going on, up on the upper deck, one of the humans looks over at Crick and says, "Hey, little buddy, can you do me a favor real quick?"
Of course.
You see, I got this really bad infection. He lifts up his arm. You see the sores all going through it. Will you get my ointment? It's downstairs. I really need it.
Take a real long look at the infection. I've seen this before. Just kind of start walking down.
Thank you. He's scratching it, and he kind of looks at his fingers. Thank you, I appreciate it.
And I go, it's orangey. It's like you're going down.
Rampu, you see Crick being given a direction from one of your a very kind of lower class guy. This guy is like disgustingly dirty, and you kind of like try to stay away from him as much as possible, mostly because of this infection that he's got spreading on his body. But you see him send Crick downstairs, and it kind of raises your suspicion a little bit.
I walk up to him and what's the guy's name? You have a name?
The infected guy?
Yeah, the infected guy. I would just walk up to
It's
like angrily, hey you. When do you get to give orders around here?
sorry, boss. This is killing me. He lifts up his arm, and you see these boils, and he scratches one. One just squirts out like to the west.
I look at it where it landed, and I look back up at him. If that shit touches me, it'll be the last thing you do, little buddy. But answer me. Why are you ordering the little one around?
I'm working. I can't stop right now. I figured he could, take a couple of seconds to go on downstairs and grab me my ointment.
I stare at him. See if I believe him.
Make an insight check.
Very suspicious.
Oh, let's get adventure on instead of fantasy.
Oh, baby. 13.
13. His one eye is crusted shut, with like this pink and like green goo coming out of it, and his other one, so you can't really tell in that eye if he's being honest, but the other one is wide, like, and you can tell he's really irritated right now. It's like, come, I just need my ointment, and he seems like he's being sincere.
Fine. But next time you get your own goddamn ointment. I don't want anybody else on the ship getting infected.
It's like, fine. He seems starts to scratch his leg too. I got these bites all over me. And he kind of continues on his work.
And I would have looked at his infection as he, was scratching out just to see if I know what the hell.
Yeah, make a medicine check.
21.
21.
Ooh.
Nice. Yes, so you look at him, and you've been, sailing on the sea for a long time. You've seen all sorts of different things go in and out of, or happen to people, and happen to your ship, and different travels and whatnot. But this is something that you haven't seen in quite some time, and this is looks like some sort of infection or disease from an infected rat of sorts, or some sort of diseased rat. And you know that if he's got this and he's scratching bites on his ankles and stuff, then these rats are probably on your damn ship.
And I raise the alarm immediately. God damn it, Simon! And I call over for my first mate.
Hustle over. Yes, sir.
Do you not see this man's disgusting, gross face and body? We have rats on the ship.
You talking about the guest that we just brought on?
No, you moron. That is a good one. We have actual rats in the food supply.
Oh God, no! He says, well, shit! They're downstairs cooking right now! And that's...
God damn it, we can't eat that dinner. Let's go down there right now.
Alright.
To find this rat. Kill it.
You begin stomping downstairs, Simon behind you. I'll go ahead and drag you guys on over. And at this moment, you guys see both Manto and... sorry, I'm still remembering everyone's names right now. Langston. You see Manto and Langston both at the same time cracking open this crate right here. And as they do, in unison, wood splinters out, and you hear shrieking chomping at the wood as you guys see these 3 giant rats with boils pussing out of different pores on their backs and all over their bodies. You see one with an eye completely like obfuscated and completely like pussing out, completely bulging out of its head, and the other one, its tail is like almost looks like it's been completely eaten away from its body. As they all have been eating your guys' food supply, they begin to jump out of the food and lunge up at Langston to attack, and I need everyone to roll initiative.
Oh man.
Simon sees this going on and says, "Oh shit, they're big motherfuckers!" And he begins to run back upstairs. And all right, we've got Crick up first.
Crick. Let's see what's everybody else. Boom, 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 boom. Langston.
And
yeah,
you guys
Your
are
boy got the first
both-
natural one of the
both in the
campaign.
room,
How we
you can
doing?
say.
Oh wait, hit it,
Oh,
hit it,
first nat
hit it,
one.
Carlos.
I'll take a ham horn. You kidding? Come on now.
All right.
All right.
You see these giant rats
Crick.
infected with disease, pussing and all sorts of abrasions and boils all over their bodies as they're gnawing on your food and looking like they're fevered and ravished and ready to attack. What do you do?
So I look up and I see Langston's in the middle of it, and it's that baby duck face comes over Crick, and he just kind of charges in, goes right next to him. As he's running in, he blasts this orange one with a firebolt.
Hell yeah, Firebolt is ranged, but
Firebolt is ranged. Like I did it from the range,
cool.
and then I
Well,
ran.
14 definitely hits him as you come running on up. 7 points of damage. So describe how your Firebolt looks and what happens, how you do it.
So basically, I kind of see Langston, and on my arm there's just various buttons and items and stuff like that, and I hit like 2 or 3, and I look up at the rat, and out of my eye actually comes like a giant kind of laser beam of like orange fire circle just comes out and just kind of zaps the rat, kind of blinds me for half a second. So I'm like, oh, and then I run right next to Langston, and once I get to him, I kind of like put my hand on him, and it's like, you're safe, and I cast the Sanctuary
Nice.
on Langston.
Just had to make a wisdom.
Oh my god.
Check.
Thank
You
you.
wanna attack him.
Yeah, wisdom check if you want to attack him.
All right. So as you come running on into this room, seeing these giant rats, one of them about to jump up and attack Langston, you shoot out this firebolt out of your mechanical mechanism, and it erupts in this brilliant flame. This stench overwhelms this room. This a terrible foul stench of burning, necrotic kind of flesh. As this rat just writhes around for a bit until it is lifeless on the ground here, and that rat is dead indeed. Anything else for you?
That is it.
Cool. You did exactly what his hit points were. Rampu, you are up.
All right. I'm going to see these gross ass rats, and I don't want to get close to them. So I'm going to take out my longbow, pull out an arrow, and take a shot at old Blue over here.
Hell yeah. Yeah, you see him. He's in motion, about to jump up at Langston as well. You see these large teeth rotting away inside of his mouth. Go ahead and roll to hit.
Do this thing. 12.
A 12 will just hit him.
Woo! Sometimes better lucky than good. And that is 7 damage.
And this arrow, as he's jumping up into the air, you see his face about to chomp down, take a bite out of Langston. Dead shot arrow. How do you shoot and kill this rat as it's jumping through the air?
Yeah. It literally jumps through the air, and I just like let it go perfectly. So the arrow goes through its mouth and out its ass. Yeah. It's
Oh my
like
gosh.
a punch roast almost.
It's like a shish
And then just
kebab.
like, and it just collapses there, like twitching there as it's been violated through every crevice. Yeah.
Hell
Every
yes.
crevice.
Awesome. As that shot, just one shot kills him, flanks down into the ground. The arrow head sticking to the ground. Its body sent straight up, vertical, perpendicular to the floor. As it's completely shish kebabbed. Is there a bonus action or anything else that you wanted to do?
I am going to. Yeah, that's good. I'll look over at it. Kill these goddamn rats, or we'll have nothing to eat.
All right. Whoops. Sorry. Manto is up now.
Yeah, so I have a short sword in one hand, but I also have my short bow and of, I guess, pinchers, and I kind of see Captain Rampu do that. I'm like, oh, it's my turn now. And so I draw back my short bow and see that last rat running away as I try to pick it off real quick.
Okay. Go for it.
15?
A 15 will hit. And then 5
I'm
damage, and then because you have an ally within 5 feet, you can sneak attack that.
Yeah, and then after that, with my other hand, I slide in there with a short sword.
Well, so if you shoot with
Try
a
it.
crossbow, you can't, or a short bow, you can't do a melee attack as your bonus action attack.
Does that have to be unarmed?
No, it has to be. Both of them have to be melee attacks.
I don't know. Oh well, the first one was a short bow.
Yeah, that's
Is
a ranged attack.
Oh, so I would take that attack back, use a short sword, and then use another short sword. Is that what you're saying?
Correct. But your
Okay.
second attack would not add a modifier to the damage. Because you don't have
okay, I
you don't
see.
have the dueling ability or feature.
Yes, I see what you're saying. Okay.
So go ahead and roll. Just roll
yeah,
sneak attack
so one
first.
piece attack. Oh, okay. Oh, nah, wrong one, sorry. Ah,
1. All right. As you come on over, slice into this rat as he is also about to jump up at Langston. I'll get a nice slice into him, ripping kind of his back muscle off his leg. And you see as he lands down, he looks
Ignore that.
weak, trying to stand back up.
Sorry, ignore that.
Okay.
That was my bad.
No
I
worries.
clicked something.
All good. And yeah, he's still kind of lurching. His attention turns to you now, Luke. You see his diseased look in his eyes. Do you want to do anything else?
yeah, I will just kind of take a step back, and I'm like, all right, Langston, get him.
Okay. So that's, just so you know, this is your bonus action for your taking a second attack action. All right. The rat is up now. As you kind of take a step away from him, as you do, he will try to take an opportunity attack on you.
Oh, so they both have to be melee weapons.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So a
Gotcha.
6 will not hit you with the opportunity attack, but as you come running away, still kind of limping, so he takes the easier target right here, which is going to be Langston. Goes to try to take a
Wisdom
bite of him.
save.
Oh, that's right, wisdom save. Good call on that. A 7. As he goes and tries to bite up at him, something like compels him to not. His brain twitches and he tries to shake out of it. Instead, he goes running down a little bit, and I think that will give you an opportunity attack, Langston. Looks like he gives just out of your range if you want to.
Sure. Langston is very eager to prove himself.
Go for it.
That is a 22.
That will hit.
Okay.
Proof, maybe.
And this is with a mace, right?
Yes, so it'll be 1d6 plus 1.
Cool.
So, dang, Langston does a big old 6 damage to this rat.
So as this rat looks like it's about to bite at you, it shakes out of this confusion and tries to hobble towards Manto to try to attack him. You turn with your mace and describe how you go ahead and kill this fucking rat.
I would like to look towards Rampu and be like, this is why I'm on your ship. And then I just 180 super hard and just like come down right in like the center of the rat's back and just like splat it into the floor.
Damn.
You hear a little
Completely splattered right there. You guys have these 3 vilely disgusting giant rats. All 3 of them, like I've mentioned already, with the pus and sores all over their body. They're leaking out as they're just kind of slayed here in this area. And the smell, I need everyone to make constitution saves because of the smell.
Con save. Deuces.
Dirty or bad?
Not dirty.
Oh,
Cool.
twins! Twins with Manto.
Both Langston and Manto both kind of look like they're holding it back for a second, but you guys don't get sick at all. Crick kind of looks around like, oh, what the hell is your guys' deal? Is there something wrong? Don't seem to sense the rancidness, I suppose. Rampu has definitely had his fair share of some disgusting times. And with these rats slayed in here, Rampu, it's your ship, so why don't you take it away?
A note, the last thing Langston said, this is why you had me on your ship, and he slapped at that one. And I see that he did that, and I'm like, good. It's your job then to keep the ship free of critters like this. I clean this shit up. I walk away, leaving him to it.
As you say that, boom, you guys hear a big smacking sound, and all of you guys get jostled around. Rampu, you like slam into this wall right here as you're about, or like the door frame as you're about to walk out of this area, and then all of a sudden you guys like all look at each other as it stops. Then, boom! It happens again as you get tossed the other way now, and you hear upstairs, "Captain, there's a storm ahead!"
Oh shit! Everybody, leave this for later. Man your stations. We have a storm. And I come on up. So you 3, follow me. To the new guys.
Drag you guys on
Yes,
up.
sir.
As you guys all begin to run on upstairs, seeing what is going on, you're overwhelmed with the sight of these monstrous behemoth of waves overwhelming the ship, lightning cracking in the sky, illuminating it with this blue-white essence, kind of just shining the way. As it illuminates, cracks down, you can see in the distance a silhouette of a rocky kind of island form. It crashes once again, darkens the whole area around you, and the ship gets shaken about once again. As Simon looks around, "Everyone, you heard the captain? Captain, I'm not telling him what to do. Get to your stations!"
That's right. Go to your goddamn stations.
As everyone begins to run around, how do you guys, what do each one of you guys do? Do you to batten down the hatches, to reinforce rigging, or just try to traverse through the rough waters, manage sails? Each one of you guys like run in a direction to try to do something?
I immediately like telepathically say to Langston, getting a lot of mixed signals here. Mr. Cook, I guess we'll show me what you were doing on the ropes there.
Yeah, come on, we're gonna fill these sails. It ain't nothing too hot. We can do this, and you got way more hands than me, so this is probably way more your speed than me. And I'll be like, take Manto over and try to furl some sails to make it so we aren't just getting blown about.
As you guys begin to like climb up it, the winds and the waves begin to rock the boat again. You guys have to hold on for dear life on one of these sterns as your bodies go like parallel to the ship now, as it completely just lifts you up to the side. I need both of you guys to make acrobatics or athletics checks. Carlos, were you gonna say something?
Yeah, as this is all going on too, I look for Crick. Say, you, come here, bring your map. Like that thing that he showed me. I want to see if I can see this on the thing.
Yeah, the two of you,
Aye, Captain.
the two of you hold on tight, pull yourselves back up, and keep on tying Langston and Manto. But yeah, as Rampu, you call Crick on over. Crick, what do you do?
I kind of pull out my map, and I turned over to the other side, and I erased the other X that was on there real quick. And then I put a big giant X in the middle, and I just kind of put my magnifying glass over it, and it basically shows it's like a Doppler radar, essentially of the entire Sword Coast, and we can zoom in it's exactly.
Fucking rad. He shows you this parchment, kind of trying to help you navigate through the storm and where to direct the ship towards Rampu. Let's go ahead and Crick, let's have you do let's make this another one of your intelligence checks with your proficiency. And Rampu, as you see this, what do you do with that information?
See, oh,
That'd be 9.
Okay.
That's a 9. So
Yeah. So as I look at it, I pull it off and I give it another shake and I put it back on, and that's gonna give me a D4. That's gonna be built for success.
Absolutely.
Get you a little bit more juice. 10 or so 7, 8, 9,
12.
10, 11, 12.
That's better for sure. He kind of shakes it up a bit and fixes his Doppler radar, and you see this parchment with this arcane magic working on it. What do you do?
I'm going to look for the edge of the storm on that thing and turn the ship over in the direction that would get us to the closest edge so we can exit the storm.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check as you do that. And we have...
And I am proficient in perception. Does that give me advantage or anything?
It already has the proficiency bonus added into, on that.
18.
So, nice, 18. Okay. As you're kind of looking around, you pull that spyglass out that you rescued from downstairs, and you're looking around, and it's hard to make out any clear areas in the storm. You completely seem to be enveloped, but you know to stay calm in these certain situations, and that there's always a way out. And so you take what you know from your past experience and knowledge from sailing these ships, and you look to see where some of the waves are crashing in a certain direction, and you know that if you turn with that, it should help you. Instead of fighting against it, you should be able to roll with it, hopefully. So with that, go ahead, and as you begin to start to steer the ship to try to do that, make a athletics or sleight of hand check for me. And actually, I need the same from the two of you guys tying everything up.
Shit. Athletics or sleight of hand?
Yes.
Oh boy.
Damn.
I'm gonna use a lucky.
Okay.
To reroll that.
Love it.
As Rampu takes the wheel, this big stern wooden wheel of the ship. Oh god, the suspense. What did you roll? It's still going for me. There we go, 20.
Oh baby.
You grab onto the wheel and you just rip it, turning in the direction that Crick has helped for you to describe. You look up to see the two, Manto and Langston, sorry guys, climbing up on the sails and trying to rig everything. And once again, they're going parallel to the ship, holding onto the stern and the mast as much as they can, not doing much. And then all of a sudden, you see whoosh, the sail rip. It tears, just a straight rip right down the center. And as you're doing that, you're turning the ship, and it's turning, and then all of a sudden, you lose all that gusto, all that momentum that you're pushing into it. And right at that moment, waves start getting stronger, crashing on top of your deck. The lightning intensifying, flashes of light, painting the scene with this intensity. And as you guys continue to look on, you look up to see the sail there just fly out of the sky behind the ship.
At that point, I look over at the crew and for the remaining sails, lower all the sails, lower everything. This one's a big one.
Everyone begins to lower everything as much as they can. You guys see water start to pour in down below as there seems to be a crack that's formed into the lower deck. You see some of the men starting to run down there. They had these measly buckets that they're running down there, grabbing with water and tossing it back over the edge, and then going back down there, and it's futile. It's by the time they get back down there, it's already raised 2 more feet, and at this moment, you see the ship is starting to go careening left and right, back and forth, the direction you have no control of with this wheel anymore. And one last big crash of lightning, you can smell it in the air as it smacks down on the ocean and the sea right here. You feel it reverberate against your bones and your skin, and the last thing you guys see is sundered wood splintering up as the lightning hits your deck, and you're blinded by white light, and you feel the rush of ocean water over your skin and flesh, and darkness takes over. And that's where we're going to end tonight's game.
Swimming through the sea.
Well, thank you guys.
Octopus everywhere.
Thank you.
That was great. Thank you.
Fun.
Of course.
Octopus.
Well, man, session 1 of a new campaign. Very excited for what we have in store here.
We're all dead.
Any closing remarks from you all before we head out for the night?
Is the accent too much?
No, I love your accent. Actually, I did one like that for another character I played before. Kind of like a New Yorker kind of accent a little bit.
Oh, thank God.
Love that.
Beautiful. I love it.
Yeah, so I hope you guys had fun. I hope you're ready for a very fun adventure that we have planned for this. This is just the beginning and just something that's not even part of the adventure. I just kind of came up with all this right now, essentially.
Well done, dude.
So
That's
I wanted a
nutty.
way to introduce you guys without, like I said, throwing you guys just into the place. So we'll see what happens. If you guys hate your characters, well, guess what? We were just in a Stormwreck, so you can decide if you don't want to play anymore.
They're all dead.
3 new characters.
That's right. With that said, though, call it a night. You guys can chat in the Discord about if we want to pick someone who gets inspiration in the next game. All that said and done, thank you guys for playing. Thank you all for watching. I'm excited for this new campaign and to see where you guys' characters take it in the story.
It's great. Thank you, Dave.
Thank you. Yep. Have a good night, guys. And look out for those goblins under the stairs. We'll catch you next week. Peace out. Later.